Hello everyone, I'm Major Jip, and today I'm going to be taking a quick look at this. What is this? It's a 12 volt 5 amp transfer pump, meant to be used for oil, oil changes. And they say fuel and diesel, which I have my concerns about that. But I'll get into that a little bit later. As you can see, it's marked down as Arxon, and if you look up the brand Arxon, they basically brand all kinds of Chinese things, so makes sense. I will note that this was about $20, shipped from the United States on eBay. I don't remember the seller at the moment, but if this thing's any good, I might link it down, because it actually arrived pretty quickly. It only took a few days. Anyway, let's take a look at it. Now this goes under many different names, many different brands, just same thing pretty much. As you see, shouldn't use for drawing out water or some distant materials. Whatever that's supposed to mean. I don't know, maybe water's not thick enough. We'll look at that in a sec. You have the little tube that attaches to the intake, and that goes into the dipstick, so you can pull the oil out or the gas out. And this is the exhaust tube, which has a little nozzle on it for some reason. Also has two little hose clamps. Yeah, nice, shiny, good enough. And a single sheet of paper to describe how to use it, and yeah. I'm actually going to take a quick look at this and see if there's anything important about it. Be back in a sec. Alright, so there's a few things of note in this manual, which you never see on the eBay listings. Of course, they're just trying to sell a product. Okay, this is mainly for oil, as this manual says. Do not pump petrol, paraffin, or any other, inflammable liquids. I guess that would be correct. Don't run the engine without oil. Fasten the drain hoses with clips. I would think that'd be more for liability reasons, honestly, because, anything flammable mixed with a motor and gears could potentially cause issues. That's understandable. I wouldn't want to transfer gasoline with this thing anyway, because I think that would tear apart, whatever gaskets or seals are inside of it. One thing interesting is it actually gives you a breakdown of what's inside of it. And that basically tells you it's a motor, a reduction gear, and a pump. What else would you expect? Also has the Arxon name on the top left. And it's in a completely different colored print compared to the rest of it, which probably means it was added after the fact. But whatever, we don't need that. What we want to do is look at the pump itself. Now, when I bought this, I noticed the picture that they had on the eBay listing actually pretty much made it look as though this had plastic hose connectors. And I'm thinking, well, that's not entirely great. But I was quite happy when I saw that they're actually steel connectors. And they had the little covers on them. It's actually very nicely designed, very heavy. Probably just the same kind of motor that the air compressors, the little car air compressors use. Probably the exact same motor. And a nice little switch. Now I am going to be using this with a little sealed lead-acid battery, which is a 7 amp per hour, which should be able to run this. Let me make sure the switch is off. I'm sure I could run it for a second just to see what it sounds like and see if it works. And yes, it sounds exactly like one of those little car automotive air compressors. So I had a good feeling on that. And of course, it couldn't be simpler. It tells you which way, or just direction of the flow. So you take the thicker hose that has the little spigot and put that into where you're putting the oil, and you take this and stick it in the dipstick to get the oil out. You have little hose clamps. Nice that they're included. They're hose clamps. What can I say about that? Alright, let's go and take this to some real-world testing. Actually, what's the warning say? Never pump gas, paraffin, petrol, or other flammable liquids. If oil is cold, start engine. Yeah, do not pump different oils into the same tank. Yeah, fair enough. Always clean pump following use. You have to look at the instructions again. I don't know the proper way of cleaning something like this. Figure it out. Alright, so it says right there that you're supposed to pump diesel oil or fresh oil through it to clean it. Don't exactly know how that really cleans it, but I guess you don't want little particles of metal or whatever, left in it. And it also says to plug the suction and pressure hose together to store it, which basically means it's always going to have oil in it. Can't say I'm too surprised about that. Alright, let's go outside and test this thing out. Alright, so this will be our first test. I actually have a little, a cheap little pull-on lawnmower. It's a pretty nice Honda engine on it, the GCV 160. And I just ran it for a few minutes. The oil should be nice and warm. As you can see, I have it, crudely mounted onto a milk crate with a little container on the bottom. I do have a 5-gallon oil container, but at the moment, just using this. Why not? So, try and get both. As you can see, there's the dipstick right here. The oil in this thing is ancient. This was given to me, and I don't think this mower ever had the oil changed in it. Or at least if it did, it wasn't frequent enough. So, it's in the dipstick. Let's see how it works. Seemingly very good. Geez, that didn't take long at all. It just had to prime itself pretty much. Well, I'm kind of impressed with that. It's got, at least enough power to do oil changes on stuff like this. I don't know how long it'd take to do a car. Let me actually look and see if there's any oil left in the engine. Seemed like there's a little bit more, so now I have the mower propped up on an angle. That should help. Let me put it in here. Alright, and that should be all of it. Wow, that's actually very impressive. Let me go get another mower, see how well it works. Alright, same process, different mower. I'm just going to take a little bit off the, just a little bit of oil out of this one, and then I'm going to tilt it and take the rest out with this. And I did check the last mower. I pulled the drain plug and there wasn't anything left in the engine. It's perfect. Well, I'm sure there's a little bit left still stuck in the cams or whatever, but for the most part, gets all of it out. Perfect. Pull the dipstick from this. I did warm this one up too, I will point out. Good habit to get into. And I'll tilt it. Yeah, just still pulling it out. This oil might be a bit thicker. There it goes. And that seems to work perfectly. So, I would definitely give this thing a thumbs up for doing oil. Because it has a, has a decent enough speed. It's not very quick, but you don't need it to be very quick. If you're using it for a car, it might take some time. And I know they say you should limit it to about 50 or 30 minutes of use. And, you know, I guess after it goes after that, let it cool. But I'd say for 20 bucks, this thing is a winner. Thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or, I don't know, message me if YouTube still does that. If you have any questions, just feel free to leave a comment below. This is Major Jip, signing out.